In this video, let's learn how smart contract storages differ on Ethereum and Algorand. Storage on the blockchain is expensive because every byte of data is stored on thousands of computers that are running a node for the blockchain. So data storage must be carefully designed to allow a lot of data to be stored while guaranteeing the performance of the blockchain. On Ethereum, there's only one type of smart contract storage, a huge 2 to the 256 UN256 array. All smart contract storages get stored in this dynamic array where values are mapped with key value pairs. Now, because all data is stored in this one giant array, it's relatively slower and more expensive to write, read, and modify data on Ethereum. To make data storage faster and cheaper, Algorand has three types of storages: global state, local state, and box storage. Global state is used for generic application-wide data and is stored on the smart contract creator's account. Each smart contract can hold up to a maximum of 64 key value pairs with a total of 8 kilobytes of memory. When creating the smart contract, the creator account must specify how much global state the smart contract will have and pay for the entire global state storage cost by locking up algos as a minimum balance. It costs around 28,500 microalgos for each uint global state and 50,000 microalgos for each byte slice global state. So if I want to create a smart contract that will have one uint global state and one byte slice global state, I'll have to lock up 78,500 microalgos for the entire global storage. That's 0.0785 algos, which is less than a cent at the current market price. Local state, on the other hand, is used for account-specific data and is stored on the account that opts into the smart contract. So let's say I have a counter smart contract where I keep everyone's count in the local state. Each user that opts into the counter smart contract will have their unique count in the local state. Each account can store up to 16 key value pairs for a total of 2 kilobytes of memory to share among them. Local state is stored on the accounts and not the smart contract creator's account, so each account will have to pay for local state storage costs. Local storage costs the same as global storage and also needs to be specified during creation by the creator of the smart contract. Now, one thing to note about local storage is the fact that any account can opt out of the smart contract with a clear state transaction and be able to remove all local states for that account. So it's recommended to not put application core logic into local state. Global and local states are cheap and efficient ways to store data, but they're not limitless. You can only store up to a certain amount of storage with these two storage types. So if you need to store a large amount of data on a smart contract, you can use box storage. Box storage is the most similar type of storage to Ethereum's storage, as they are both unlimited and are dynamic mappings. Unlike global and local states, box storage can be created on demand, so you don't need to specify how much box storage the smart contract will hold during smart contract creation. Each box can be any size from 0 to 32 kilobytes and must have a unique box name with a size ranging from 1 byte to 64 bytes. Box storage cost is paid by the smart contract, so the smart contract needs to be funded enough to cover the cost of storing a box. Now, since box storage is similar to Ethereum's storage, let's compare how expensive it is to store data on each chain. To store a 32-byte word on Ethereum, it costs 20,000 gas, according to Ethereum's yellow paper. Today is February 7th, 2024, and 1 gas is equal to 47 Gwei. So, 20,000 gas equals 0.00094 ETH. That's about $2.3 today. Algorand box storage cost is calculated with this formula, where N is the name of the box and S is the size of the box. So to store a 32-byte word on an Algorand with a box that has a name with 1 byte, it costs 2,500 plus 400 times 1 plus 32, which equals to 15,700 microalgos, which is 0.0157 algo, and that is $0.0026 today. So storing data on Algorand is drastically cheaper than storing data on Ethereum. Now, what if you no longer need that data to be stored on the smart contract and delete the storage? Can you get back the storage cost? On Ethereum, the protocol limits the amount of gas refund to 50% of the entire storage cost. This is because if there's no limit, the validator executing the transaction may have to pay for the refund and therefore won't be incentivized to execute the storage deletion transaction, preventing the storage from being deleted. On Algorand, when you delete any of the 3 storage types, you get 100% of the storage cost back that was locked up as a minimum balance. So storage on Algorand is cheaper and also 100% refundable if the storage is deleted. So as you can see, by having different types of storage on Algorand, you as a developer can decide where to store certain data depending on its usage and optimize the storage cost. So enjoy the cheap and fully refundable storage on Algorand with no headaches on how to reduce storage cost, as storage on the Algorand blockchain is optimized by design.